What is going on, everybody? It's the King CWM with the first voting video for the Total War Retrospective series. And we are here with Rome Total War 1, the original, well, not really the original, but the first Total War game I ever played, and one of the most popular Total War games of all time. It's fantastic. It's one of the best. You love it. I love it. Here we go. And I decided, I made this last minute choice, since we're playing Rome Total War 1, I decided, you know what? Let's pick one of the factions. What I mean by that, one of the Roman factions. No other factions are going to be in this voting video. Your choices for this voting video, which you'll be able to do in the top right corner. You'll see an I, click it. You'll be able to vote through the three choices here, and you will pick whichever one you so choose. Now, I'm going to talk about each one of them and where we're going to go if we pick them for this little live stream coming up in the next couple days. Let's start off with the faction that I picked for this demonstration just to show. The Brutii, the Green Romans. And they like to talk like this because they're intense. But anyway, the Green Romans, the Brutii family, are the ones on the southern tip of Sicily. Down here by the tip, the boot, and everything of, how should I say, this isn't Sicily, is it Nepal? I don't know geography right now. This is Sicily. I don't know what to tell you, but Brutii, they are the Green Romans, and they are more of the militaristic faction, per se. They're more of the guys who just want to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And their first enemy are the Greeks. You have Macedon, you have the Greek city-states, you have some rebels, and then you have Thracians, and then you move on to more over here. But your main enemy are going to be the Macedonians and the Greek city-states, and possibly Dacia, if you decide to go north. So those are your, they are unique, but these are your first enemies you're going to be fighting across, possibly Thrace as well, to start with. That's how you start with the Brutii. Next, you have the Scipii, the more of the diplomats, the hand of Rome, per se. And they start out with a very interesting start. When you see the Brutii, they start right there, two cities right next to each other, and you just go right, and there you go. The Scipii, however, have one in Italy, and then one in Sicily. And ironically, your first enemy is the Greek city-states, just like the Brutii. And then you have your true enemy, the Carthaginians. And now they are a powerful empire to start fighting with. Very tough at the beginning, especially if you let them build up, especially because they have Carthage, and it's much bigger than any of the cities you possess at the beginning. If you take Syracuse, you may have a chance, but they're tough. They're a tough enemy to start. And actually, I wanted to add this on really quickly, pause Scipii. Move back to the Brutii. If you declare war on the Greek city-states, if you're fast enough, you don't even need to go across the sea here. You attack here, and take out Syracuse before the Scipii. That could be a very great addition to your roster, just saying for the Brutii. And, as with the Scipii, I highly recommend taking Syracuse, and then making peace with the Greek city-states, but we would see what would happen with that. But yes, the main enemy are the Carthaginians, and also Numidia down here once you have to deal with them eventually. Finally, you cannot play as the Roman Senate, or SPQR, if I'm not mistaken, right away. You can play as them, but you have to add them in, and I'm not doing that. I don't want to play as Rome itself. I'll just conquer it later. But, yeah, they are the purple ones. But finally, the final Romans to work with is the House of Julii, the Gaul-hating barbarians. Well, they're not the barbarians, but they hate barbarians. They really do. And kind of spoiled it a little bit, but the first enemy you will be fighting right away is rebels. Right here, you're taking this, no, you're going to be fighting the Gauls. The Gauls have two of the main Roman cities to the north, or Italian cities that you're going to take, as well as Segesta, or whatever. You have that one, and then you move into Gallic territory to the left in France. And you'll also be running into Germania, if you're not careful, as well as Britannia. And also Spain. I don't know why I made him Spain. All that, Australian. You move into Spain, take out some more Gallic territories as well as Spain, and then possibly Carthagine. Carthage. So, those are your choices. I personally, just saying, my favorite faction to play as is either the Brutii or the Scipii. I've never really been a fan of the Julii, you know, because it's such a basic start. You just go take out some Gauls, you build up, you conquer a couple more, and then you move in. These, you actually have to fight really strong empires right away. Not that the Gauls are weak, it's just these territories you can easily build up and take, and they have to deal with so many other enemies around them. This is more of a challenge, and I do like a challenge. So those are your choices. The House of Brutii, the House of Scipii, and the House of Julii. You pick whichever one you want to see in the nice, new, delicious, scrumptious stream. Whatever you want to call it. I know that was very intense and random words, but you know how I am. So pick your choices. I'm going to repeat them one more time for you. But your choices are the House of Brutii, the House of Scipii, and the Julii. So you pick whichever one you would like to see. All right, and I'll see you all after you vote. Take care.